Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. My brother cheated, maybe, and I'm supporting SIL kids. Now what? Confronting brother. I'm 35F, have my own daycare, a small son and a husband I love, and a marriage we are working on, so far successful. When my husband had an emotional affair, the one person I confided to IRL was my brother Andy. I've served and went on 2 tours to Iraq, not from the USPTW, and Andy followed suit a few years after me. We actually were there at the same time, my second time and his first, but in different functions/groups. I felt so weak and humiliated after my husband's EA and still wanting to stay with a man that cheated and feeling like, wow, I know I deserve better than this. Am I settling when staying? Andy helped me understand that as long as I did what I wanted and with the rest, then I still had my pride. He was also very angry with my husband, but civil when they met. Yesterday/Friday I get a call from Andy's wife Bella. She's sobbing and barely coherent as she is also whisper talking, apparently trying poorly to hide the drama from their kids, 3 and 5 years. Anyway, I go to the at-home office and ask my husband if he can finish early and look after our boy. The other kids from my daycare already left. I explained something was going on with Bella and I wanted to check in with them. My husband quickly finished the work that needed to right there and then, and 20 minutes later I was on my way to Bella. Their place is maybe 30 minutes from us. Bella was a mess and Andy MIA. By now it was early evening, so I put Bella in bed with tea, bathed the kids and threw together something randomly from their fridge for them to eat. Then we all sat with Bella in their bed and watched silly animal videos on YouTube, and luckily it seemed to cheer up Bella quite a bit. The kids laughing had a good effect. Then I tucked the kids in. They fussed a bit about not staying up late on a Friday, mostly the oldest. The youngest doesn't know Friday from any other day, lol. But I told them I needed some alone girl time with their mom and said we'll drink wine, eat those dry crackers with the smelly cheese and talk a lot. Oh, they'd rather sleep than partake in that lamau. Afterwards I made a tray with just that, crackers, cheese and wine, and a little chocolate I found in my husband's stash in the car. As I settled in their bed next to Bella, she had found their iPad and surprisingly casual she tossed it over before serving herself to the tray. On the iPad was her Facebook with an open chat tab from an account obviously fake/anonymous. The person claimed to be married to a woman Andy was having an affair with and poorly taken pictures of receipts of hotels etc. one after the other. As I scrolled down the chat, Bella said it matched when Andy went away to meet with military buds. Something he, and I for that matter, has always done quite a bit to talk about this and that, memories etc. As mentioned, we weren't in the same groups, so his friends are not mine, so I don't know. Anyway, Bella told me she had actually opened a sealed envelope with all information on Andy's social media, email, financial accounts etc. that he keeps in case he is seriously injured. I have one too. It's something they advise and a good idea even when civil, and she saw the receipts added up with his credit card, and it wasn't where he had said he went with his buds. If this is all adding up, my sweet empathetic brother is right now spending family/joint money on a weekend in a cabin in the countryside with his mistress. Supposedly a married woman with a kid herself, according to the stranger. Bella had of course Facebook stalked her, but doesn't know her, and they, mistress and Andy, don't seem to have anything in common nor mutual friends. A random meeting one time? A dating app? Who knows how they met? If this is true, why the fake account? We talked throughout the night. The result was that she will talk to a lawyer ASAP. Call them Monday. Just to know her rights etc. Where we live, divorces are often more simple and less dramatic. She has taken her share out of their mutual bank accounts. He won't be notified. The real kicker was that she talked me into driving up there and confronting Andy. Basically just letting him know they're busted and he needs to get it together, and go home. I told Bella I don't want to be more directly involved, but I will always be her friend and listen to her. She is family and mother of my niece and nephew. If Andy doesn't like my involvement, too bad. He's F-ing with the two kids I love as much as my own and their childhoods, their happiness and stable home. F. That guy. He just needs to be grateful I won't beat the ever-loving S out of him if this is all true. And I'm the only one of us still in the reserve, so I'm able to. He's soft now. I'm so disappointed in my baby brother. He's a grown 32-year-old man. So yeah. Typing from my phone as I watch my son sleep, tucked him in and waiting for deep sleep. Then I'll kiss my husband goodnight and drive up there, to the rental cabin. Not how I wanted to spend my Saturday evening. So disappointing. SMH. It will be interesting to hear what you find at the cabin when you get there. Sounds like the other woman wants to be caught, assuming she sent all the incriminating evidence herself. Good luck tomorrow, op. I didn't get the impression the other woman sent the information. How did you deduce that? NTA. My father's family supported my mother after he cheated. Seeing her cry so much was hard, but she was so happy to see that she was still loved and appreciated by people. I hope you'll keep supporting her because it really goes a long way. I was just on the phone for an hour with my ex-step-mother-in-law. We get along fantastic. She hasn't talked to my ex in years. 6, at least. I talk to her a few times a year. We are 1,000 miles apart. Love that family, and feel loved by them. While you are being an outstanding stand-up human, remember to take care of yourself. This will bring up some difficult feelings and insecurities for you and your relationship with your own cheating partner, regardless of when his EA was. That's okay. It's normal that an instance of cheating in your close family will be a trigger for you. Be there for your SIL if your brother is a cheating scum, but remember to be there for yourself as well. The mistress wants to get caught. It's an ego thing. This isn't about the man, it's about screwing over the wife. Yup, I used to get the mistress texting me and talking shit, and saying she was going to take him away. Good. She regretted it and called me up complaining. But yeah, she would be doing this so that she can be the one and only with this guy. Funny thing is, guys like that tend to repeat that pattern. A why update? Right? I'm like, how badly she beat her brother's ass, lol. An update would be nice. I'm sorry, op. But you are a great person for helping your SIL like that. Hopefully your brother decides to be a better person and work on things instead of running off with this home wrecker. ZB, I am proud of you for several things. Dropping everything to be there for someone is a sign of integrity and empathy. Thank you for being that type of human. More are needed. Keep raising those children correctly. Second, the fact you didn't give your brother a break because he's a sibling speaks volumes about your ethics. Not making an exception was absolutely the right thing to do, but a ton of people wouldn't have done it. Confront Andy and his hussy could not have been easy to do. Your disappointment with him will in fact be part of his consequences. I found out my brother cheated on his wife several years after they divorced. I knew the breakup was not entirely his fault. But his admission lowered my opinion. Okay, I'm not going to lie, it wasn't that high to begin with, to this very day. You did well. My brother cheated, update, original threat. So, Saturday night I tucked my boy in, and when he slept I ate a quick snack with my husband before leaving for the cabin my brother allegedly was staying at with his affair partner. It turned out to be a bigger property with a main house with kitchen and baths and a bunch of small cabins strewn out around the main, and as such I had no idea how I was going to track down my brother. I contemplated talking to the front desk in the main house, but dreaded the conversation and was at a loss for what I was supposed to say. They probably wouldn't give out details on their guests to some random stranger. My luck would have it that I suddenly, after 45 minutes of trying to figure out what to do lol, saw a motion in the corner of my eye, and it was my brother leaving the main house with a woman. He didn't see me because I was parked behind them with lights off, but it was clearly him. I didn't feel like following him like some spy, and already this whole affair felt like a ridiculous soap opera, so I just got out of the car and shouted his name. He just stopped dead in his tracks, and for a moment I wondered if I was mistaken and it really wasn't him. Then he said something to the woman, who looked from him to me with wide eyes and quickly left, and then he turned and walked towards me. My hands were trembling and I didn't know if I was nervous or furious or both, if one can be. He asked me what I was doing here and I almost laughed. And this part I remember most clear. I said, "Andy, don't be an idiot," along with a jerk. He told me to leave and to mind my own business and made a dismissive gesture. I said something to the effect of, "I was minding my own business, Andy. I was playing with Sigga and having a lovely afternoon when suddenly I had to leave my family to go tend to yours." "And for what?" "So that you could run off like a college boy with no responsibilities." This is when he misspoke. He said, "What do you care? It's not your marriage." He really shouldn't have said that. I dunno, I just thought back on his kids the night before, being so brave while their mother was trying to silently cry in the other room, asking when dad was gonna come home because their mother felt weird to them. Because he made her like that. I just lost it. I don't, Andy, I don't care. You can divorce Bella right now and marry the blonde random Karen woman in your cabin. I don't care. But you have two kids, Andy, they are your blood, and if you divorce them too, I swear on my own son I will beat the ever-loving SH out of you and then off myself just to go to hell to beat you up one more time. Then I noticed lights getting turned on in the main house and tried to cool myself. I basically said this to him: he either returns tonight, Saturday, and get his stuff in order, be that a divorce or begging for another chance, or he will be an utter pig to his family and kids. In that case I, as his big sister, will have no problem with lowering myself to his standard and drag his new sweetheart through the same pigsty he's throwing his family into. I will not go after him, when he obviously doesn't care about anyone or anything, but I will make sure that every person in her life knows about the affair and her causing pain to two innocent kids besides her own alleged child. I will pull every string to get her fired. I probably can't, but it will still be uncomfortable for her, I bet. I will personally deliver the news to her parents, siblings, friends, and neighbors. I wouldn't even piss on her if she was on fire. I don't care about her at all, and while I blame him and him alone for anything having to do with his family, I will have no squabbles throwing her under not a bus but a tank if that means I can get to him. He was really silent for a long time. Then he said, "Yeah, I was right." He needed to figure stuff out. And own up. It was confusing for him to turn like that. It makes me feel it's fake. He promised he would return home that night. I felt like there was nothing more for me to say or do, so I just went home. I stopped for gas halfway and texted Bella to let her know. 1,5 hours later she texted me, "He's back, he'll sleep in the guest bedroom and be with the kids tomorrow morning, then we'll drive them to her parents, and go to the park to walk and talk." That was Sunday and I'm not pushing for an update, they need peace. I feel so empty. It feels so hollow that he couldn't see all these things by himself, and that it took basically threatening his affair partner before he was woken from whatever dreamland he's walked into. And it's like, dude, who cares about her? What about your kids? Fine, maybe you're done with Bella, but the kids deserve so much more. And Bella does too, but I'm just saying, even if the marriage was unhappy, the children have no part of it. But are hostages in their parents' feud. And I honestly feel like I f***ed up, that he only went back because I threatened his affair partner. That was not my intention. I really wanted him to go back on his own account because it would be the right thing to do, but then again, then he wouldn't have the affair, would he? I kind of feel like I lost my brother. This is not the man I once knew, and it really hurts. I haven't got a clue what happened to that guy, but he wasn't there by the cabin, just a fake look-alike. Only it was him. And it breaks my heart. Time will tell what happens from this point forward. I know Bella still loves him. I think perhaps she loves him too much. And I feel Andy has no idea how lucky he is. At the least he should have had an amicable divorce and not backstab her like this. It really makes you question people. Huh. It was all so dramatic, but the ending very anticlimactic. I guess that's real life and not the soap opera I felt like earlier. I just hope Andy steps up no matter what happens. You did well. Thanks for the update. Yes, it's very disturbing to learn someone you care about is capable of that. But he was always capable, he always had that tendency. You just now figured it out and know the truth. I love that you let him have it and that he went back home. The situation needs resolution no matter what that is. He needs to face reality. Good job making him do just that. Expose the affair partner. Cheaters deserve nothing. Thank you. Too many people say it's not her fault, leave her alone, or his fault, whatever fits. And unless they are completely in the dark, there is something wrong with someone who is with a married person, especially when kids are involved. If you are so in love, tell them to come back when they sorted out their affairs. I hope I get a SIL as brave and supportive as you are. I hope you don't need a SIL like that. You rock. I probably would have been in jail lol. I remember my brother and I would tussle at 4 years old, and after he punched me I cracked him in the head with a lead pipe. 40 years have passed and he doesn't play with me lol. Continue to support your SIL. I'd divorce if I were her and still trample on the hoe's name lol. He is going to regret it the rest of his life. He may find someone else, but I'll never be the same. He has lost his family over something so stupid. I would have told him if he had written the story should go and gravel to beg you for forgiveness. They don't. They're shameless. My ex is glad my fiancé is pretty much dad to my kids now. I mean they're adults, but he is clueless as to how much my middle kid hates him. The youngest forgot he existed. My oldest and him are two peas in a pod, but right now he is living on his mom's couch and has for years. I would have taken him back like an idiot and he would be living a good life. He has no regrets. And when he lost it all, he lost the one he left for. Oops. If you divorce them too, I swear on my own son I will beat the ever-loving SH out of you and then off myself just to go to hell to beat you up one more time. This was inspired. Way to speak the truth. You're a good SIL. Bella is lucky to have you around. You are a good sister and a fabulous SIL. I hope he gets it together. Well done. It might not feel like it now, but in time you'll come to realize you did the right thing. I hope your niece and nephew get through this okay, Bella too, they all deserve better. Still, expose the AP, he only left to protect her. No other reason. He won't stop, he will just hide it better. But lady, you are awesome. Great update. Thanks. Some people just get worse with age. Sometimes who we are in that moment in time may only exist in that moment in time. Man, that mistress is in for a pleasant surprise if she was caught again with your brother. Never anger the man's sister, just like mother, she could make or break you and could literally destroy your life right then and there. The mother could only make your relationship miserable. That is what I learned from my older sister's sister-in-law and how she treated my sister. Your sister-in-law has a good person that will stick up for her, and hopefully this argument with your brother woke him up, and stopped his foolish tirade. A fake lookalike is such a good analogy. Funny how you never really know anyone, we all hide something from someone. Thank you for sharing. Sorry your family has to go through this. You did the right thing. Your brother might be in there somewhere, still. Lust drives people insane, but he did help you at one point. He needs to be reminded of what he helped you through. He should know better. Do you ever figure out who sent all the evidence to Bella? It was anonymous, I suppose. Do you think it could be AP's husband? Or maybe somehow, it was a friend of the AP who had higher morals/values than the AP and thought all of this should come to light? You can't choose blood. But you can choose right. You should help the wife contact a lawyer and get all her financials in order. Then help her divorce him. Make sure she comes out on top. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.